Shabbat Shalom, my most esteemed friends, honorable judges, LVE tribe, as well as everyone accompanying us. On this so precious, radiant, that begins to be a little bit more heated because this whole week it was pretty cold here in California.
Well, at least it's lukewarm.
From California, the US of A, belonging to Shabbat Ziv 14th, the second month, also called Ishar, of the year 5992 from creation. This belongs to June 3rd of the year 2023. We have entered into the month of June. We shall study Revelation 17, chapter, a special chapter because of the number 33. Seals, Trumpets, and Plagues, Part 6. Today is a Shabbat that's very special. We are in the Omer countdown. Today is the fourth
Week, last day of the fourth week, day 28. That belongs to the Omer countdown, and that is a special week because to us it is the anteroom of what could come suddenly, and I say could come suddenly because we are waiting for the 17th, the 217, the 17th day. Today is 214th, Saturday. Sunday will be 215th. Monday will be 216th. And on the sundown, on Monday, it'll be 217, along with Tuesday, 217. It has to do with what Yeshua said, that as in the days of Noah, so shall be the coming of the Son of Man. It has to do with the first destruction at a worldwide level that took place on earth, which is the Great Flood. And Yeshua compares it with those days of the Great Flood. Let me move this here a little bit here. Those days of the Great Flood, it would apparently be some sort of a mirror, and either way, we have many letdowns on our back that we're always hoping for things, and we don't see them take place. So then,
it wouldn't be weird that nothing would absolutely take place, and we're still going on with everything that has been going on with everything up until today, but we still have the hope that something visible would start. We have that because there is a lot of coincidences. Either way, we do what we've got to do, hoping that it is written that he shall come, looking at the times to be alert, and the rest depends on Yahweh, not on us. But either way, that causes us to be with expectation, at least in my case, very great expectation, and we're waiting really for something to unfold out of this reality, per se. So then this week is a very special one because it's the preamble to 217, precisely, that we don't know actually at all if something will happen, but of course we wait for it. Of course it coincides with everything we've been studying. But if nothing happens, then there's no other option than to continue to study and to continue to try to comprehend things, because the eternal truth bases itself in understanding and comprehending the scriptures, not on dates, but rather to understand what the truth is, and the truth is Yahweh Ekhad. Without any further ado, let us seek our Elohim. Beloved Yahweh, we give you thanks for this so precious a day. We give you thanks because we comprehend that today is a day that you gave as a gift to humanity, and we are the masters of this day. We ask that your spirit be in every one of your children, and that we can see your act, your arm, your actions in these days. We thank all this in your name, Yahweh Sabaoth. Alleluia. Elohim has blessed with one more year of life the following members of the Eternal Truth: Jukdi Rojas, Venezuela; Ros Castro, Chile; Manuel Fernando Campos González, Colombia; Daniel Esteban Carranza Hernandez, Colombia; Fernando Antonio Gutierrez, Columna, the Dominican Republic; Houston, Nicaragua; Eliani Ogando, the Dominican Republic. Carmen Chablé Luna, Mexico. Abraham Castillo Bolaños, Mexico. Kiara Matsuyama dos Santos, Japan. Grayscale Hernandez from Herrera.
As well as Daniel Ogando, the Dominican Republic.
And I have a back birthday that I just got the information of. And it was on May 13th, but we're going to congratulations to Ángel Sebastián Isaac Carrillo, who had a birthday on May 13th, the son of Norberto in Colombia. So then also for you, Ángel, and for the whole rest of you that I've just mentioned, a great big hug. Very happy birthday to you. May Yahweh fill you with blessings, and that it may be the last one that you have under the government of Babylon. It is my wish that the next birthday of yours, we can celebrate it in a different way under the government of the sons of Elohim. We'll see what happens. We are with expectations. Disillusions we've always had, so then there's nothing new. It wouldn't be anything new that nothing happens, but we still have the expectations. I'd like to congratulate the people that I've mentioned now that have had a baptism in the name of Yeshua, that have changed their Trinitarian baptism, in the name of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, without understanding anything, without understanding what the true worship is. They have taken the decision to get baptized this week. Tegucigalpa, Honduras. Osman, let's say Osman Colindres Ochoa was baptized in the name of Yeshua in Honduras. And now we go to Ecuador. Inés del Pilar Castillo Delgado, Eliano Ludovico Ogando Morán, Israel Obando Castillo, Jerry Brandon Obando Castillo, Josué Ismael Obando Castillo, Gerald Benjamín Ovaldo González, and Adrián Israel Obando González. To each and every one of you, for Osman, Inés, Eliano, Israel, Jerry, Josué, Gerald, and Adrian, a great big hug. Welcome to the Eternal Truth. Welcome to this so great a lineage. You have made a correct decision, and very much happiness to you. To each and every one of you that listen to me, have never taken the decision. The day is today, the day is now, the time is now. Why? Because if you understand what you understand, the instructions are very simple. We've given them before. It is to get baptized in the name of Yeshua. That has a lot of connotations that I won't explain today, but actually it is something that Yahweh, when he was on earth with the name of Yeshua, told his disciples, from here on out you should get baptized in my name. And that is as if to get baptized in the death, once we understand it well. Not our death, but the death of precisely the one getting baptized. I get baptized in the death of Yeshua. Very interesting, absolutely interesting to understand it that way. And for us, we see it as a direct commandment and a special one. So then I congratulate each and every one of you, and also I invite each and every one of you that they listen to us and has yet to do it. Of course, you don't need anyone. You can get baptized alone. You submerge yourselves in the name of Yeshua, and with that only, you comply with that right. Very well. To each and every one of you that have ordered the LVE ring, this magnificent ring, and I have yet to tell you that I have sent it to you. Now it's backwards. Before it was to the ones that I had sent you. Now, to those of you that I have not told you that it's on its way home, all the ones that have ordered it, and they could have a long wait. If you have not given me your phone number, please write to me once again and give me your phone number. Before, I would not ask for it because I would see it as unnecessary, but I believe it is better that it has a phone number because in the post offices of every country, at least if we add it to the envelope, they can call you to communicate with you. As it takes place in some countries like in Argentina or Brazil, the customs, the post office, even if it's a gift or for me to put a minimum that it's a gift and that actually the ring is metal and it's $2 worth and a $1 card because it's a nominal fee. Of course, that note they want to charge something, maybe not as taxes, but maybe for post offices, different things. But maybe they're not giving it to you because you have to. I mean, they want money, and of course, go and pay the money that they're asking for, which is not too much. But either way, pay for it. But it's good that they have the money because they can even call you to say, "Look, we have something for you, but you have to give us some money." So then, all those of you that have ordered the ring and that I haven't sent to you, because if I already sent it to you, why do I want the phone number? It'd be way too late. I want to put it down on the envelope. I'm explaining it before it goes out. So then you communicate yourselves with me and you give me your phone number. Very well. Actually, we have such a blessing, something very unique. We're the only, quote unquote, religion, in one way, I denominate what the eternal truth is. This is a group of the sons of Elohim. But let's call it a religion. We're the only religion in the world and all the earth that has a ring with their name. Because at least the Christians either don't wear one or don't use something, or they don't have something so particular that unites them in a special manner. The only group of the ones I know, maybe there's another group around there, the only one that uses a ring in that way, you know who they are? The Masons. The Masons have something that identifies them, but it's because it makes them a part of something. That's why they are. It's so phenomenal to be able to share something of what we believe in. It's an article that has I don't want to call it a power, but it does have a very powerful symbol. It is the symbol of the power of the kings. It is the symbol of many things. For example, here in the NBA or in the basketball championship of the U.S. or of football, the NFL, when they have a champion, they have a unique ring, and that ring is unique, which says this season you were champions. It's something that they value so much, where they have a ring because they won the Super Bowl. Wow, that ring is unique, which belongs to that group of elite that won the Super Bowl, and they have that ring, and it's irreproducible because it's a ring for them. You could copy it, but that would be no good. You could copy these rings, but it's no good. The original, it's what's worth it. As an article, maybe someday this ring would represent the power of and of being an owner of the whole earth. You don't know that now. Now, it is the opportunity of having it. But I understand and I know at some point in time this ring will be unpayable and with a value that's eternal, just like that, eternal, because it is something that in the precise moment it is given, and then it won't be given anymore. And I have some problems with the jeweler, okay? Let me tell you, because he doesn't want to do them anymore because there's little problems with his company. And I said, wow, there's not going to be any more rings. So then I'm there trying to incentivize him for him to continue to do them, because apparently the production's going to stop. I'm telling you. So then it's unique, and it's unique. So then the ones that have it, they have it, and the ones that don't. And that's the way it is. So then it's not something which we should be offering nor being able to do it, because I'm not going to look for any other jeweler. If this is closed, the time is closed of having it. That's it. It's over. It's over. The ones that have it, they have it as something very valuable, and the ones that don't. I don't care about the people that are cagones, as we say in Spanish, those that don't have faith. If I told you, no matter if you can pay for it, $5 a month, order it from me, because what I care about is for you to have something that you deserve. Evidently, if you haven't written to me, if you have not told me, I would say that half of you would say, I don't even know how I'm going to pay for it, but I want it. But there is a lot that didn't even dare write me. Maybe they don't feel like they deserve it. Because you are wretched fools, I don't even know why you listen to me, because tell you the true LVEite would desire something that identify them and unites them to the rest, just like that. That's it, period. And no matter if the years pass and it doesn't shine, that doesn't matter. To have an article that is unique, it's unique. So then, for all the cagones, you don't belong to the eternal truth, because you could care less. You value other things you value, because to all of you that actually wrote to me and said, look, I don't even know how I'm going to pay for it, I, before Yahweh and before you, I commit myself to be able to possibly, oh, you're late, and so they're all greeting each other. Yeah, it's a whole problem here. When somebody gets here late, the dogs start to bark because you're late. You're like, look at the hour. Okay, that's good. Tell them, why are you getting here late? Very upset, Sophie is. So then, it's something unique. I understand that many listen here. Just like Ezekiel 33 says. What does Ezekiel 33 says? Let's read it. Today, I wasn't motivated to really step in front of a camera and talk to you, because I'm waiting for you to see what Yahweh wants. So I've done my job. If Yahweh wants to do whatever his divine balls want to dictate, that is what he will do. No matter what I say, no matter what you do, he'll do whatever his balls want. The thing is that I've done my job, and I say, well, now let's wait. Let's see if he does something. Like also was said by Habakkuk. As Habakkuk said, I'm going to wait to see what he does. I'm going to read it to you also. Yes, because we're here to complain for nothing else. That's why I opened the camera. Ezekiel 33 says, and this I'll put it to all those that didn't write to me to have your ring. It says as follows, Ezekiel 33. If it was 33. Yes, it says as follows. Well, 28, from 28 and on. For I will lay the land most desolate, and I'm saying in the Spanish THH, for I will lay land most desolate, and the pomp of her strength shall cease, of which she's so proud of, and the mountains of Israel shall be desolate, that none shall pass through. Then shall they know that I am the Lord, when I have laid the land most desolate, because of all the abominations which they have committed. Also, thou, son of man, and it's talking to all the Israelites and those of LVE, thou, son of man, the LVEites, the children of thy people, still are talking against thee by the walls, and in the doors of the houses. They talk through chat, through Messenger, through Facebook. They call each other and speak one to another, everyone to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, and hear what is the word that cometh from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as many people as they hear thy words. But they will not do them, for with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. And lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song, of one that hath a pleasant voice, and can play well on an instrument. For they hear thy words, but they do them not. And when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come, then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. that is what happens to many that come and they listen to me. Who are they going to listen to? Some idiot. For example, today they gave me the profile of some idiot. I'm going to mention them publicly today because since I don't care today, I told Leslie I don't even want to speak today. I want to wait. And Leslie said, no, you have to speak. That's it. It's over. So then, the motor says, no, you have to speak. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's not a joke. I'm not here for jokes. I'm not kidding. So then Gabi today gave me the profile of some follower that I don't even know. Some is Mahalet Biña. I don't know who that is. Maybe they're listening to me now. And what does this lady have on her timeline? Some idiot, some retard messianic. So then I say, why the fuck do we have those people here? What? I mean, who that listens to the eternal truth, that listens to Christian Silva, can place on their timeline a son of a bitch messianic that doesn't understand dog shit of anything, talks to you about the Torah. Oh, the Torah is eternal life. Oh no, go fuck yourselves to the cunt that bore you. Today I'm so upset. Go to the actual bitch that bore you. Go to the churches, but stop listening to me. You do not deserve to listen to me. Listen to the messianics, those jack-offs. Listen to them, but not me. Don't listen to me. Actually, it pisses me off. Today, this is my mood today, and I mentioned this lady. I don't care if this broad comes and asks me to forgive me. Go fuck yourself. To go to the bitch that bore you. Just like that. If you're listening to me right now, I mean, wow. To put up on her timeline from some idiot, and she posts that talks about Christmas is an abomination to God. But you fucking son of a bitch. You don't even know what the fuck to say, you idiot. What Christmas is, you don't understand it. Since you don't understand the thing, what the fuck are you going to post? And you go, and I mean to this lady, and some of you, I don't have them in their mind, but I could mention them. When I'm saying, when I don't want to speak, I should not speak, I start to mention. You put videos of messianic people. No, go fuck yourselves. I have no other words that are more politically correct. Go back to the cunt of your mother, because you should be reborn. Listen well to me, okay, very clearly. And they're still a member of the Eternal Truth, the LVE official Facebook group. And if there are Christians listening to me and they say, wait, hold on, I was listening to this guy, I can't accredit what I'm listening to. You also go to the cunt of your mother because you're not ready for what's coming up. You're not ready to be a judge. I want have gods, but actual gods, because those who deserve to listen to me are gods. The rest, don't listen to me. You should have to listen to me later, but not now. Not now. Now, what I want are what's the word I'm looking for? They are, well, I don't have it here either. They're colleagues, that's the word, they're colleagues. They're from my same company, that's what I want. Companions, the colleagues and champions understand that something unites us, and very strongly so. And when they see that there's something special that they can be a part of the eternal truth, like the ring, and they say, nah, I can't pay for it. Okay, if you think that way, actually, you are no good to be a god of the earth. Just imagine a god that says, nah, I can't do this. I can't. You have to go there, become a man and die. Nah, I can't. So then what would you say? I can't buy the ring. I'm going to try to gather together money. I've told you, when I told you, order it from me. And then later, you're going to see how everything becomes easy. And what more do you want me to tell you? I ask you, what more do you want me to tell you? Tell the truth, in my mind, it does not enter into my mind. This is something unique, and I think it's about to be cut off. And when the guy stops doing them, that's it, it's over. And that's it, it's over, okay? I have an order. I said it's like 120 something. of rings, and I don't know if he wants to do it. I'm fighting that. I'm trying to. I said this must be from Elohim, because I'm not going to fight for anything. If it's over, it's over. That's it. It's over. I tell you, it's over. That's it. That's the way it is. Very well. Having said that, you're still in time of trying to get it. You're in time. So then, if you're doubting, if you are ashamed, write to me, and you tell me that you want it. Aside from that, there are 10-year-old parents with 10-year-old kids, and they didn't order it for their children. If I were their parents, well, not if I were. It's kind of like an obligation for your children. They're part of this or not. Something that they'll remember for their whole life. But their problem is that they have a mind that's so small, that you say, I'm not going to have enough. Of course, if it's not going to be enough, that you will not be enough to be a god either. If you don't think you'll have enough to buy a fucking ring, it's not a fucking ring, but I'm upset. A magnificent ring, something which someday I believe the price will be invaluable. It won't have a price, just like a ring of someone that wins a Super Bowl doesn't have a price. As it states, it's unique. So then it's unique with a date. They will repent, and because that you thought like slaves, because I don't want the mind of a slave here, okay? Imagine that the Pharaoh takes out his ring and Joseph says, no, I don't deserve it. Look, I'm still in jail. I'm an outlaw. I am a convict because I have an accusation of a violation or an attempt of violation. So then, how are you going to give me that ring? I don't deserve it. I'm a sinner. And I didn't have any money, Joseph said. I didn't have any money, but his mind was very, very much of that of a king. Very much of a god. Very well. So then, today is the time. I'd like to remind you, each and every one of you, that we magnificently so offer a complete free service. That Angelina gave me some stats of all the cases that she's treated, and she told me at least 50% what they called or a sickness or however you want. I want to go into those names. I want to continue on YouTube. At least 50% they have no more symptoms. I said, wow, I told Angelina, impressive. I'm telling you now with stats, at least 1% gave you something. They cooperated with something. 1% maybe cooperated with something, and some cooperate with, they didn't even call Angelina, they cooperate because they see the work that's so magnificent that we have in the eternal truth, that it is to give. It's always to give. So then, I remind each and every one of you, we have a service that's fantastic, spectacular. Something that I listen to says, look, your problem is this. Your problem is this. You have to work on that. I can work on that for you, but we're in this area that we can see how to. There's no religion out there either that does that for free. None whatsoever. They're going to make you kneel and to ask God to forgive you because you're a sinner. You're an accursed bastard of a sinner that don't deserve salvation due to the grace of the Son of God that died for you. Then, if you reduce yourself enough and do whatever they tell you to do, then you're going to receive salvation. We help you completely different. We say, look, you have a problem. Yes, you are a son of a bitch, for example. I don't know if Angelina uses that term. I've never heard. But you are a son of a bitch because of this and that. You are a handful of emotions. You don't know how to handle your emotions. And that reproduce effects in the body. What you have from your mind, what happens in heaven happens also on earth. What happens in the mind takes place in the body. So then if you fix what happens in heaven, it'll make a change in your body on the earth. We, as the Eternal Truth, offer this magnificent service for free. And I thank each and every one of you that cooperate and collaborate with Angelina, and they give her gifts, and they give her support. Thank you to each and every one of you. It makes me very happy when someone says, this is for Angelina, this is for Angelina, even if it's $10, this is for Angelina. Wow, I get happy and Angelina is happy. Very well. We are about to fulfill the 1335 days. Will something happen? Tell you the truth. It does not depend on me. Just like that, it does not depend on me. If it were to depend on me, it would happen, but it doesn't depend on me. So then, I don't know if something will happen. Depends on Yahweh. He does whatever he wants. That's why he says, I do what I please. And that's it, it's over. I do what I please. All the prophecies, as we can see them, how they've been translating themselves to our times, we can see clearly that they could be fulfilled that way. The whole world has always seen that the prophecies had that true fulfillment, like, among them, William Miller says, no, here we see that this will happen, and we see this clearly, and blah, blah, blah. So then, it's kind of like Yahweh makes you coincide a whole quantity of things so that you believe something, and then you have the letdown. But in this case, actually, many things that have never before been seen in the world have been given, which is the pandemonium. The pandemonium. The pandemonium was given at a level that's entirely, I was going to say globally, but that word, worldwide, completely worldwide in the whole earth. So then it was something without precedent, unprecedented. And when we study it, and precisely it happened after the 70 years of Israel, when Yahweh says, look, when you see the fig tree flourish, which is Israel, when you see it flourish, that generation shall not pass. It won't pass. So then the biblical generation goes from 70 years to 80 years. Actually, it's way too many things. It's not that it's one alone. We're trying to make something coincide there. No. It's way too many things that go hand in hand so that we get to this conclusion. And then afterwards, we see riding openly, conquering and to conquer the horse of the pharmakeia, dressed in white, of course, representing that group of people that dedicate themselves to this, both those of the pharmacy as those that apply the dress in white, all the scientists that have to do with this, they dress in white. So then one says, what is the white horse? But of course, and when they say also in the scriptures that all the nations were deceived through their pharmakeia, it is more than clear. The one that came to conquering and to conquer the world, the venom was the cure. Of course, the poison was the cure. It's the pharmakeia. So then, how many more turns are we going to look for? Tell the truth, what I teach and I preach is absolutely logical. It's illogical, just like that. Logical in all the aspects that you may see. It has reason. I'm saying, yes, that's true. Wow. And what else does it say? The first seal, a white horse that represents that group. Those of the white robe, and that it says that it has a bow in their hand. The word bow is toxin. It has a toxin per se. And what else does it have? It has a crown. And those words, if you don't interpret them correctly, they could be whatever thing. But since they are so closely related with what we have lived, unequivocally so, pharmakeia, crown, toxin, that goes out to conquer and to conquer. Or conquering and to continue to conquer. And it did conquer the whole world, so then there's no other interpretation that's possible to all this. There isn't. And I stopped so much on the first seal, the first trumpet and first seal, because that's where we are. That's where we are. In fact, we could say that the seal, that's why in the written order are the seals, the trumpets, and the plagues. It's kind of like And the first seal, it's kind of like it describes first the beginning of something. In the trumpet, it's kind of like the development of, and in the plague, it's kind of like the last drop or the last result. It's the same thing, everything, but it's kind of like that's why it's divided. Like the seal, where the seal is opened, the trumpet starts to sound, and it finishes with the plague, and the plague ends. That man, all of a sudden, those that already had the mark of the beast that were marked by the white rider, they get the whatchamacallit, or an wound, or what do you call the word? The ulcers, wounds, whatever you want to call them. But we don't know because it's all symbolism. We have not gotten to that point. We're in the complete development of the first one. Before the first plague gets here, we're in the development of the seal, of the trumpet, and lastly, this whole period ends with a plague. So then, what a better time than for this to become visible? The 217, that'd be great. I don't see any other logic whether it gets fulfilled or not. That is already not my problem. One more thing that I'd like to say. Many people have asked me about this. Well, okay. Many have asked me about this because many watch different channels of YouTube of people that speak very well in certain aspects, but always in a different plane. They're not so clear and they're wrong. They've asked me what I think of something that is very much now and it's legal in other countries, that it's very much in trend, and it's trending, is the ayahuasca. I hope I pronounced it well. The ayahuasca. You've heard about it, right? Yes, okay. You don't hear about anything. You don't even know where the fuck you live in. You don't know where you're standing, but I believe, I find that okay. Of course, obviously, the ayahuasca is a herb mixed with other things. It's not just one component that is in the plant, but you have to mix it with something else to block certain things. The ayahuasca is, we're going to call it like this, it's an ancestral herb from Peru, and I believe it's in Bolivia also, in Brazil. But more than anything, it would be apparently from Peru, that was used by the shamans, and they would do it like make a little tea, and the guys would open their mind to spirituality. So then they would connect to a level of an ascended person per se. It's according to them. It opens your mind, it unblocks your brain that's so closed, fleshly so, and it makes it spiritual. Many versions of people that have used it, they say, I saw, aside from feeling different and feeling in a true ego, they find their true ego, how ugly it is to go through life and not knowing who you are. That's what happens. I've taught you this 1,000 times over. I am, but most people, they don't even know who they are. You know why they don't know who the fuck they are? Because in their mind, they don't know anything. They don't have anything in their mind. So then they've learned all the lies from their parents, and they don't know what would you. I'm a doctor per se. That is not what a person is.
A person is something else.
So then this little herb, ayahuasca, which people are asking me about it already, if it'd be good to take it, if I use it and all the rest. I mean, yeah, because they said you have such a high level of conscience. We see that it's most likely that you use ayahuasca.
I tell you right now, I don't use it.
You just ruined everything. I wanted to leave them. Does he use it or not?
I don't use it, but me. What about you?
Well, let's see. Maybe it's necessary for every one of these subjects. For the part of the measuring rod with ayahuasca, it's something, and without ayahuasca, it's something else. So then, with ayahuasca, it changes your level of conscience. So then, it opens your conscience to an unknown level. Many people, they say, I've seen, even when I was born and I comprehended whom I was, I've seen my guardian angel. I saw the afterlife. I saw the day of my death. Some say, now I've understood who I am. Now I feel more connected to God. Many use it for a cleansing. They say, now I feel a cleansing, an emotional cleansing, the discharge of something that was weighing on me, because they use it, quote unquote, to purify their soul. Just imagine the herb that purifies the soul. Wow. All those things are online. The flat earthers love it. It goes all that, the whole world of the flat earthers that I've seen, they found ayahuasca, the way of cleansing their soul. And those of the eternal truth asked me, because they're curious, they said, is it part of the measuring rod? You take a little tea on Friday and you get ready to present the study on the Shabbat. Okay. What I have to say about ayahuasca is that actually you have to be a stupid idiot, a complete dumbass, a complete brain dead person, a retard, to think even that a fucking herb can connect me to the conscience of God, and while I'm under the effect of that herb, continuing on with that group of people that I've just mentioned, you have to be really to have a complete mental diarrhea to even think that a herb in some tea is going to purify your soul. I can't believe it. Tell the truth. I say, I have this phrase that comes to mind that I love so much. The venom or the poison was the cure. The poison was the cure. There's no other turn of the page. There's no other turn of the page. If someone in this fucking life believes that taking something that alterates your conscience elevates your spirituality, you don't deserve anything, not even shit, nothing. Many doses of the ones that you know, that's what you deserve, because it'll alter your conscience also in your fucking body as well. That's the way it is. That's the way it is. So then, I can't believe, and listen to me well. Elohim looks for, and he said it very clearly, worshippers that worship in spirit and in truth. If we're going to say what it is to worship in spirit, then yes, go ahead and grab that ayahuasca tea, and then maybe that'll be your answer. In spirit and in truth, we don't need any alteration of conscience through any element to communicate ourselves, not even with the afterlife, nor with your interior, and even less to purify dog shit in you. If you're dog shit, then you continue to be the dog shit that you are. You want to purify yourself, start to do things well, just. Don't steal, don't lie, don't deceive, and help those that you can help, and learn the truth. And learn the truth to be just. That'll purify your soul. That'll purify your soul. Not a little herb called ayahuasca. So then, I'd like to make this very clearly. I've never tried it. I've never had any contact with that dog shit, and I'll never try it. Because if something alters my conscience, then I'm no longer me, and if I'm no longer me, then I don't have the right to guide anyone nor to study scripture. I have to have my conscience absolutely on a permanent basis, in a stable mode, in an alert mode. I don't need any substance so that it elevates me, and it doesn't elevate you anywhere, but it makes you descend. You have to be an idiot. A substance that in the brain, it plays with you and makes you believe anything. How are you going to believe that you found yourself? You have to be more than an idiot, more than a stupid idiot. But the whole flat earther mode, they believe in that fucking ayahuasca herb. All of you, go fuck yourselves. Yes. Go into the two witnesses. I'm waiting for the beast to come and do what they have to do with you because you don't deserve anything else. You don't deserve anything else. And that goes for all of you that have any doubt in the eternal truth, that have any doubt about this little herb. Okay, is it clear, Leslie? Very clear. Okay, very well. Then they're going to continue to ask me because people don't even listen to me. I don't even know what happens. Brother Christian, what do you think about ayahuasca? They're going to ask me. Okay, very well. Very well. Where are we now? We are in what? It's 2 or 3 days away. We'll see what happens. And if not, we'll be here. I'm going to continue to accompany you. Those who really feel like a part of a special group. And that is valuable. I value that even more. I don't know. I'm going to say something that's fucking stupid. I'm going to say, should I say it or not? Nah. I don't know. Tell the truth. I sometimes, when I am angry, I just say things that are strong. Actually, I do. So then, wow. Even if I repent later, I'm going to go ahead and say it, fuck it. Yes.
Now, we're also not partakers of, a little joint here and there.
No, not that either. Nothing that may alter your conscience. Obviously, marijuana. Exactly. Obviously. Not marijuana, nor too much of a consumption of alcohol, for example, that alters your conscience. But of course, something is to have a little bit of alcohol and something else is to be dropped on the floor. With marijuana, it takes place, the same thing. Marijuana is fun. For some, it's fun. But at this point in life, I see it as something that we don't need, we could say. I don't use it, but of course I don't use it. I don't use marijuana. I don't want to have, once I said, oh no, nothing. I want to be completely alert. I'm always alert to see what the fuck will Elohim do. So then what I was going to say that I should say, but I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it either way. I'm going to say it either way, because today's a day to say whatever. I'll say it either way, is if I did not have a boss or an owner of a company that employs everyone, as an example, what I'm saying here, an owner of a company, but the owner never sees anyone. He never shows up. And in that company, there are people that are steals, people that work well, and there's different people, different types of people. People are friendly. And maybe they have a circle in that company, a circle of people that really want to work, even if they don't pay as well. The owner promised us that he's going to give us an important part, and we're going to be a part in owners of the company. We believe that. Even if the owner doesn't show up, but he left it written, you will inherit this company. But you see, he doesn't come, he doesn't show up, he doesn't even pay us. He doesn't even come to pay us. I mean, we have such a doubt. It just gives us little crumbs to continue while the rest steal and whatever. So then the group of workers that we are friends and we work together, we're starting to have a relation of lots of friendship and strength, and to be colleagues. Who do we value more? The owner that we've never seen, that left written these instructions, doesn't show up, or those that we see every day? I value more those that I see more every day. Those that I see more every day, even more than the owner. Why? Because the owner has disappeared. So then it says, who has seen God? No one has seen God. But I see you always. A group, my wife, I see her all day, every day. So then who do I value more? Whom do I value more? Some guy that promises, that has us in a place that is nothing nice in the very least, and that is we're always waiting to see if he shows up or not to pay us. and to fulfill what he left written, or with those that we work together, the ones that we're a team of, all days with the team. So then in this way I'm going to say it, if the owner complies or not, doesn't matter. We're working together. We're the ones that are fighting here, and we are the group, the special group. The rest, let him steal, let him lie, and the owner, let him show up whenever his balls want to. But I value the group that united says, no, we're gonna continue. We have the option of abandoning anything and then leave the company. We have that option. And to be left to the thieves. But we have the option of saying, no, let's continue until this guy, this son of a bitch shows up. Okay, that's the way it is. That's the way I speak. That's why I preach. If you don't like it, then go fuck yourselves. You can go fuck yourself. That's why these things are absolutely like that. Very well. Shema Israel, YHWH Eloheinu, YHWH Ekhad. Hear, O Israel, and this is the eternal truth. Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, our Elohim, Yahweh, one is. Is only a person, not two, not three. I've never seen anything. That's why when I hear Messianic, I get so angry with this dog shit Messianics. They don't understand who is Yahweh. No one is going to say that Yahweh came. They're not going to say that. They're going to say the word of Yahweh came. It's as if Yahweh manifested himself, but Yahweh was up there. That Yeshua is our Savior. No, go and fuck yourselves. Go to your mother's cunt. No, I don't accept that. I'll never accept that because there's only one God. If someone came to earth and was born, it was him. It was him, the same that gave the law, And he had to come and die due to that law. That's why it says so clearly, he says, I didn't come to abolish the law. I can't abolish it. I'm Yahweh myself, but I cannot abolish it. I came to fulfill it. And how do I fulfill it? I'm going to die. And if I die, like the one that gave the law died, and the law no longer exists. That's it. It's over. Who understands that? We understand it. I don't know any other group that has ever understood it. I don't know them. I don't know another group because all the Christians, non-Adventists, they continue to believe in the law. They continue to believe in the law. They don't believe in the Shabbat. They believe in the law, so then they have the great problems, absolute problems. That is YHWH Ekhad. Very well. John 8:31 through 32. Then Yeshua said unto the Jews that had believed on him, if ye remain in my word, the same thing I told you, those of you that have believed, if ye were to remain in my word, ye shall be my disciples indeed, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. It doesn't mean that not only do you have to be a disciple, but you have to remain. You have to remain, no matter what, you remain. Because the most important thing are we. I'll repeat this again so that you can record it in your mind. The most important thing is us, the sons of Elohim. Why? Because we're the owners of the earth. If you understand that, you bring it to your conscience without ayahuasca. If you're in your normal alert state, you say, who's more important, Yahweh or we? In my point of view, entirely, are we. Once he created us, that's it. He fucked it up. That's it. He created us. He killed us. Not even that. We're more important. Why? Because this earth is ours. He created it for us. So then, he has his importance. Yes, but we are here, the important people. If you don't download that to your conscience, it says that he gathers together in the gathering of the gods. Psalms what? What was it? I can't remember. Psalms what? And then the age, and we start losing our memory. I mean, this is dog shit. We're what? Of course, if ayahuasca were to help us with our memory, I'd say let's go ahead and smoke it or and take the tea live. Psalms what did I say? No, it's not 110. What psalm is it? 82? Miguel Angel said 82. If it's not, we're going to insult him. Okay, no, it's is to congratulate him, or else we would insult him. That's it, it's over. Right here, today, 82:1 says, Elohim standeth in the congregation of the mighty. It doesn't say that. It says Elohim standeth in the congregation of the gods. He judgeth well. It says as follows. This is the way, without changing a word, I'm going to read it. God, the only one, standeth in the divine assembly and dictates a sentence amongst the gods. Who are the gods? The gods are the judges. The colleagues, exactly. It's the judges. They are the gods. Number 6 says, I said that ye are gods, that you're all children of the Most High. And what else? It's talking to not us, but to the judges of that time. Yet you shall die like men. There's a difference of being a judge and not being one. The judges are gods. Men are not. Because the charge of being a judge makes you a god. Yet you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. Who is that God? It's not the creator God. That God is us, believe it or not. So then, who is the most important? Are we. Absolutely we are the important ones here. If you don't consider yourself to be so important as to not own a ring, of course you're nothing. You're not an Elohim. You're not an Elohim. That's more than clear. I don't know how to say it. There's no other way. Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory Elohim to conceal a thing, yet it is the honor of the king to search out a matter. I must be the only person that I speak and I preach, talking about a date. I already hate the dates, but either way, that's the way it is. It's not telling you that a date is coming up, and it's not saying you should change. You have to know about your faults and ask to be forgiven, except you should. No, not all, none whatsoever. In fact, I give you the incentive to leave before the date. Why? Because actually the date don't come to test. They don't come to prove who's here. Who are my companions? Who are my colleagues? Are they really gods? Or are they people that came here and they try to add themselves to see what they could grab, but they don't make a commitment to anything? So then, actually, this could be something to test us. I don't have any doubt whatsoever of who we are. I have doubts of whether we're going to start to see things this week. That I do have doubts of, but of who we are.
In the final result, none. Because there's no one on earth like us. No one. Absolutely no one. So then, do I have doubts?
I have doubts. I was playing about if there's a group in China. It's just stupid shit because I like to be ironic. There's no any fucking group in China. It doesn't exist. Not on any other group on the earth. Nothing. Because they have to be absolutely something that has to do at a worldwide level that there be judges spread out throughout the whole earth, so that it can be a local level. Well, there's a little group enclosed, like in Africa, some guy that
called people to fast, and they all started to die. Over 100 have died already, because some Christian pastor said in order to purify yourselves, you have to fast. And if the guys die and they don't eat, and you say, wow, what power do these people have? I take things to a prophetic level. The children of Elohim are spread out throughout the earth. So then it's got to be something that unites them. The only thing that does that and it unites that, it's online. There's no other way. So then this is the only group. There won't be another one. You say, when will it take place? I don't know. Do we have to wait? Maybe we do. Why do we have to wait? Maybe not because of us, but because of some extra baggage that we've still got that shouldn't be here. That is only here to see if something happens, and if nothing happens, he says, I'm out of here. Post messianic posts on my timeline. Put messianics on my timeline. The one I mentioned didn't even poke her nose in to say moo, right? Maybe she would show up. She's gone. Okay, then take her out of our Facebook group. Oh, you already took her out? That's great. You're faster. We're connected in thoughts with Leslie. She can fuck off, that bitch. She can fuck off.
posting messianic posts. I mean, that angers me so much. I'd rather see Catholic priests on your timeline. But if you post messianic posts, it's a kick in the ass because you haven't understood a thing. I'd love a lot more to see a priest. Right, let them go back to the Torah. I'd rather see a priest than for them to go back to the Torah. I mean, a thousand times over. Go and confess yourselves to a priest, whatever, but don't post a fucking messianic. I don't even want them in the two witness. Let's say if you listen to me well. Let's say if you listen, all of you listening to me. Within the two witnesses unto the world, there should not be any messianic because they're sons of bitches. That's why. Because they don't belong not even one side or the other. They're dog shit. They make you get circumcised. With that alone, I don't want to see any of the fucking two witnesses just like that. And speaking about the fifth column, that made me laugh because 2 days ago, in that section where it talks about the monsters and in them and the aliens, some things they have to present. But I liked it because Dr. C. Villain, which in Spanish is be a villain. Don't be such a villain. But Dr. C. Villain said, word on the street is that we are the two witnesses, and we really are the two witnesses, he says. That's what he said. Made me laugh. Made my day. Word on the street, no, I tell you, and actually it is very clear. They are all the two witnesses, but no, I don't want the two witnesses to be the messianic. Just imagine that son of a bitch. Just imagine, I got tongue-tied, but here it goes again. I was thinking about his name, there it is. Just imagine that son of a bitch, Pharmakeia Palacios, be a part of the two witnesses. Can you believe that? No, I'll quit. I would tell Yahweh, no, you know what, give him all that. I don't want anything. Go ahead and shove the earth in the ass. I'll tell Yahweh that. I'll tell Yahweh to his face that I don't want anything to do with that. If you're going to benefit the sons of bitches, I don't want anything to know about you. Nothing. I don't want anything of your justice. Destroy me. But I will not worship you because either you're just, as if they actually fought here. That's why you have to understand who we are. Very well. Having said these sweet words of mine, now we go to Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of Elohim to conceal the word. What a magnificent text, which is the glory of Elohim, and the laughter of Elohim, and the grace of Elohim, and the kabod of Elohim. It is to conceal the word. The word is concealed. It's got a layer on it. So then what I read is not. And I go on a tangent. I go with what I believe is what's clear, and it is not that. And those that are going to say, but here you said, and I'm going to say, well, I already said that it was concealed. I can't believe you said that you were the son of the living God. You didn't understand a thing. I'm going to tell you, you didn't understand a thing. Absolutely, but here you said for me to cut off my foreskin in order to enter into your covenant. I have to cut my foreskin off. Just cut it off. Cut it off. And what's Elohim going to say? You didn't understand a thing. Precisely, you should not do that. Unless you want to enter into the dead covenant of the Torah. If you wanted to enter with the rest of the dead people that follow that religion, then you should have. But if you wanted to live, you should not have done it. But you did it. You, when you came to earth, on the 8th day, they cut you off. Yes, of course, but I had to die. Same thing that will happen to you. Die because you haven't understood a thing. You haven't understood a thing. You have to be born again. So then, the Bible is concealed. What would it seem to say? It's something else, actually. The truth. It's very difficult. It's impossible to see it unless you have rule or a measuring rod. And to take off the layer that covers it, yet it honor, glory, the same word. I get angry just reading this. It is not glory or honor.
It is glory, the same word, kabod, the same word. The glory of Elohim is to conceal the word, and the glory, as much of a glory as of Elohim, of the king, not of the dog shit slave, not of the Christian or the Messianic or the Jew, of the king, is to understand, to search out the word. To search out the word, to be able to understand and take the layer off. Only the kings. Yahweh tells you, only the kings can understand it. The rest won't understand a thing. Absolutely nothing. Jeremiah 16:19 through 21. Naker Kolonga, Yahweh, my strength and my stronghold, my refuge in the day of affliction. The Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth and shall say, surely our fathers have inherited lies, only lies. Vanity, stupidity, things wherein there is no profit. Shall a man make gods unto himself? Then they're not gods. Things to worship, things to believe in, it's man that makes the gods up, so then they're not gods. Therefore, behold, I will this once cause them to know, I will cause them to know mine hand and mine might, and they shall know that my name is Yahweh. Everyone in the world shall know that the name of Yahweh, whatever it is, later they will know, and they will all be saved, but they won't all be gods. They will all be saved, but they won't all be kings. And the kings will not die. They're eternal kings. Actually, what Yahweh left us written is something more than marvelous. It's hallucinating. That is why, before such a magnificent message that I make such an effort to present it every Shabbat for me is the most important thing when I speak to you now. It's only to accompany you that we are united in this. If this is not the most precious thing in your life, then of course you don't deserve a ring. But of course you don't deserve it. Of course you don't deserve a ring. Have I told someone you have to pay it? You have to pay me for it first in order for me to send it? No, absolutely not. And now, this week, with what the jeweler gave me, I started to send them in a different way. Now I'm going to send it. It's going to cost between $55 and $65, and some even a little more because I'm no longer sending with Cobbin, but I send what is called priority mail. Priority. And priority mail means they make it a priority, and apparently it arrives in a better way. It doesn't mean that it can't get lost. Doesn't mean that, but it arrives better, so then it costs even more, triple or double. But it is so. And those that are 2 or more rings, 3 or more rings, I'm going to send them Priority Express. Priority Express is even more expensive, but according to them, it gets there faster, so then the customs retains it a shorter time. I think that's the way it is. So then we're going to send it with that modality so that you know that I do the best effort that I can in order for you to be able to have this in your power, that you can enjoy it, and that it be like a mark for us. It's a mark, not of the beast, but of the eternal truth. A mark in your ring, that you can bear it like a ring, like all those texts that I've said, bear me as a ring on your hand. So then, this came on its own. It was organic. For me, it was an idea of Elohim entirely, but many of you won't understand it entirely. Maybe you don't have to understand it, some of you. So, actually, I don't even know why I speak to you. Those who understand it will understand it very well. Amos 3, 6 through 8 reads as follows. And I want to read it in a different Bible because I'm tired. Well, not that I'm tired, but let's see if I can find it. First of all, if I can find Amos. Yeah, I found it quickly in this one because this one is not mine. Amos 3, it opened itself up quickly. Amos 3, 6 through 8. I'll read it in the Spanish DHH. Amos 3, 6 through 8 reads as follows. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord hath not done it? Very clear. If something evil happens, it was not sent by Satan, it was sent by Yahweh. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
So then, in the great happenings that will take place, Yahweh first warns his prophets for what? So that his prophets, at least someone on earth, which are his chosen ones, his people, or whatever, understand that something will happen. So then, nothing should grab us by surprise ever, because first Yahweh tells you how it'll be. I'll move on. The lion hath roared, who will not fear? The Lord God hath spoken, who can but prophesy? It is very clear Yahweh doesn't do anything without forewarning us first. So then, whether 217 is fulfilled or not, at least we're waiting for something. If it's fulfilled, that's magnificent. I mean, more than magnificent, phenomenal, absolutely incredible. If it's not, nothing is fulfilled, and maybe you forgot what has to be fulfilled. Well, we'll review it. Not what has to, but what could be. I don't know, something visible that they start to fall. I don't know, not fall, but that they start to fall with pain. I don't know, whatever. Something will take place. Right now, anything goes well. I mean, at this point, anything goes very well. Israel's playing today for us on the sub-20, and they kicked Argentina out. They played very badly with the horrible coach they had. What a loser every time he plays with a selection. I should not speak about soccer right now, but I mean, Israel plays today for the first time. They have a participation in a World Cup sub-20, and Israel is playing on Shabbat now. I said, what do Israel do? They play on Shabbat. Israel plays on the Shabbat. Even the commentator, he surprised me because he said, oh, Israel has to play on Shabbat. He said, not Saturday, he said on Shabbat. Everyone knows. So then I started to look into it. What happens with the soccer players if they allow them, what do they do on the Shabbat? Because if I were the one in power and a group of the Eternal Truth were playing, I'll tell it to you now, of course, we would play the game. But of course, sometimes in the past I would have said no. But now I would say it on Shabbat. Oh, even better, better luck. Let's leave this. Let's go and play. Let's go and play on Shabbat. Because it is our day. But for a Jew that can't even turn on the fucking light, you say, what happens? So then I went in and to start to search, how do they allow this? Okay, there was a war between the Orthodoxes and the sports that had to play on Shabbat, and so then there was great war until from 2000, I can't remember, it's 2014, 2016, one of those years, they got to an agreement, the Orthodoxes with the government saying, okay, we're going to create an extension to the soccer players so that they can play perfectly well and without any guilt or sin, because it was dictated by the rabbis. Take that, I said. Of course, these sons of bitches can play, so then the rabbis wrote, in the case that Israel would have to defend his colors, or on a Israel league that they have to go and play or define or play on Shabbat or whatever, it doesn't matter, they are exempt from sin. How easy do we fix everything? What sons of bitches? I mean, with those exceptions, but of course, I mean, you can rape, you can do whatever. There are exceptions they've got. What sons of bitches? Just like that. What sons of bitches? What sons of bitches? Then, of course, Israel. With that only, I'll say, no, then let Israel be a champion. How would I love for Israel be a champion? Yeah, because anyone could be a champion, not Brazil. Because for one, they would never reach us, because the one that has the most titles in that category is called Argentina. I tell it to you like that. This one time, it was a complete shame, just like that. I want to break everything. But thanks to that son of a bitch that coaches us, Mancherano. Macherano has always been a loser in whatever selection that he's ever played. We've lost the final because he's a bitter person and doesn't know what soccer is with a dog shit face that he's got. We're never going to win anything. That is clear. So then, it was dog shit. Like it had to be. Like I knew that it would be dog shit, aside from the fact that the guy played with River. I mean, that's enough. Okay, taking that out, it'd be good for Israel to be a champion. I wanted to face Israel and Argentina. It'd be great. But Argentina's out already. The only one left now is Israel. And why Israel? Because I don't take it for them. Okay, don't think that I'm supporting Israel. That's a country that, well, I don't want to say anything. Because that beautiful country,
very well established. Prophetically speaking, I would say that new Israel, I'm going to call it, that represents the true Israel. Let's suppose some stupid don't believe anything of what I'm saying. Okay, I'm just thinking out loud and dreaming, and without ayahuasca, mind you. Let us think that young Israel, not the old fucking dog shit Israel, but the new Israel, and it'd be great that they never took part because that dog shit team never took part in it, and for them to have never taken part and for them to be a champion now, I thought to myself, it'd be fantastic. It'd be great. So then I'm rooting for Israel, just so you know. Even if they play against whomever, against Uruguay, against Brazil, against Colombia, against whomever, I will root for Israel. If they lose, then whatever. But for that reason, okay, it's kind of like it would seem as if they're prophetically the young Israel. You see the sub 20. You see how, I mean, it's just that my mind flies and says stupid shit. But you know that when the people of Israel, the sub 18 passed, well, those younger than 18 passed or not? Or how old were they? Or 20? Were they, what was the age? Look up the text for me. Because if it says 20, that'd be even better. I can't remember. Look up the text for me that says lower than 20, younger than 20. So then sub 20 passed. You tell me, look at the things. So then sub 20 passed. The sub 20 passed. The sub 20 selection passed onto Canaan, and the old ones stayed back. Those are the kinds of things that you say, well, nobody's seen. It's things that I just plain, okay? Tell you the truth, I don't know what'll happen, but it'd be great. It would seem to be impossible that Israel would beat Israel, and Colombia's playing very well. It would seem to be impossible. As a possibility, no. Brazil can score 6 on them like nothing. Those are the possibilities. Now, as the crazy things out there, it'd be great for Israel to win the sub 20. The sub 20 is the one that went passed on to Canaan. Did you find the text or not? What's the text say? What's it say? Which one? What's it say? Exodus? Oh, Numbers. Numbers 1. Okay, let me read it. Numbers 1:12 says, sub 20 reads as follows. Reads as follows. Well, you said 1:12. Whatever. I mean, today I want to. Today, careful to make a mistake because today. That's not it. Yeah, here it is. Here it is. You were right. It reads as follows. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, how long shall I bear this evil congregation which murmur against me? I have heard the murmurings of the children of Israel, which they murmur against me, saying to them, as truly as I live, saith Yahweh, as ye have spoken in mine ears, so will I do to you. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, according to your whole number, from 20 years old and upward, which have murmured against me. Doubtless ye shall not come into the land concerning me. Exactly. Who entered the sub 20? It's so interesting. The sub 20 entered. That's great. They're playing in, how's the game going? They're playing against Israel. Fuck. Brazil stopped scoring. And well, oh well. Oh, it's already over? But not even the sub 20. Not even the sub 20 of Israel. It's like you spoke late. You should have said it earlier. Okay, whatever. Well, either way, nothing ever fulfills of what we say. Come on, Israel, go score. Is it over? Score against Brazil.
Israel just scored.
Who said that, Ariel? No, I can't believe you. They're playing. Are they playing? Really? Wow, Israel just scored. Now they go to extra overtime. Let's go, Israel. I mean, if they scored, it's because I said for them to win, mind you. At the 92nd minute, I mean, are you fucking with me? Wow. No, I can't believe you. No, I mean, I can imagine that out of everyone, I said, let's score Israel, minute 92.
Rogerio was very happy that Brazil was winning.
Rogerio doesn't understand yet. Rogerio doesn't understand thing. I mean, wow. They tied right on the hour. No, not the hour. 92, they said, already is on extra time. Right in the moment that I'm speaking. And I said, let's go.
Cadmiel saying Christian is invoking this.
And now let me invoke for Israel to win, but of course for Israel to win. Wow, on the 93rd minute, 3 minutes. Wow, after, oh, wow. 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 I want to stop already and go watch the game. I mean, it's incredible in the moment that I was saying that they weren't scoring. No, if things start to be fulfilled, something has to be fulfilled. Wow. Wow. No, if Israel wins, sub 20, come on, let's go. Sub 20 of Israel. You score and win. Those of the promised land. Wow. Okay. Just let me know. Just let me know what happens. Let me know. But I mean, it was so precise in what I said when I said about for them to score. Now another goal of Israel, and they go into penalties either way for them to win. Let's go Israel. Let's go Israel. Out with Brazil. Out. Oof. Okay. Malachi 2:17. That's why I have here. Did you know that this little hat was bought by Brian to Sophie? And Sophie wears it like that. She phrases kind of like she feels in shock, but she looks so cute. Sophie with this little hat looks so cute. She's a complete Mexican, of the most beautiful Mexican women out there. It's so beautiful, so beautiful. We should take a picture because she looks so cute because she's Mexican, authentically Mexican. She's from Chihuahua. And with this little hat, they call it a charro hat, right? A charro hat, spectacular, that's what I said. And now the shark is wearing it, who's so upset, asking, where is the Elohim? Eddie is also here, but of course, I like Eddie. And we've got the statue saying, let's see when you crush me. Let's see when this rock that is called Mashiach comes and strikes me. We're still standing. Let's see if we have 2 days left. I already want to be taken down. You don't understand. They're all before Elohim. Give me good news from Israel. Give me good news of Israel. Now, if Israel wins, and I'll tell you, I'll stop today's preaching because what I said was fulfilled. If it is fulfilled. Oh, no. All right, wow. Tell the truth, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Let's go, Israel. Win. By decree. Win. Out with Brazil. Let's see if the Brazilians can say out with Brazil. Rogerio, right out there. Out with Brazil. Let's go, Israel. Let them write. Rogerio, Paulo, Rejani, all of them to say out with Brazil. Let's go, Israel. Sub 20 Israel. If they don't do it, then start deleting names from the Facebook group. Let's go, Israel. Out with Brazil. Out. The bazookas out, or the Brazilians out there. Out with Brazil. Let's go with Israel. When have you ever thought that I would ever say something like that? No, Rogerio. Say, let's go, Israel. Oh, Saeed. Yes, Saeed also. And now mine all of them. Let's go, Israel. Out with Brazil. Out, you dead bit. No, don't. You don't have to say dead people. Out with Brazil. Come on, let's go. Very well. I'm not going to teach you much today. What am I going to teach you today? What? Fala Israel? Yes. Yeah, that's great. Fala. Or fale. What do you say? Fale. Not phallic. Let's go, Israel. Wow. Precisely. It came to me when they're playing. I mean, precisely. I can't remember. If I don't remember about it, then Brazil would have won. Is it or over? They're going to extra time. The first overtime. 7 minutes of the first overtime. You have to tell me if the overtime has started. What do you call the overtime? Has it started?
Brazil almost just scored.
No. The goal is closed. Brazil will kick it into the crowd or hits the posts and leaves. Let's go, Israel. Okay, let's wait. Okay. Look, I don't really want to teach you much today, but let's review a little bit. Today's text. Let's begin with today's text. Okay, today's text says, and I mean, I'm going to be worried about Israel. I'm going to be very worried, absolutely very worried with expectation. Very well. Today's text, where was it? Here it is. Reads as follows. And the fourth angel, Revelation 8:12. And the fourth angel sounded, and the third part of the sun was smitten, and the third part of the moon, and the third part of the stars, so as the third part of them was darkened, and the day shone not for a third part of it, and the night likewise. Of course, this is absolutely in a symbolic language. It's got nothing to do with the real sun, it's got nothing to do with the real moon, and it's got nothing to do with the stars. Of course. But we shall see this if we get to it today or else next Shabbat. But it is not what it says precisely. Very well. So then the seven seals, the seven trumpets, and the seven plagues are the same, one and the same thing. It's just that the seal begins, it's kind of like it unfolds with the trumpet and it ends with the plague. In the first one where we are, I'd like to highlight something interesting, which maybe last Shabbat I did not highlight enough, this small point, which could be this way. Okay, let's go to the first seal that says, and I continue to see when the Lamb opened the first of the seven seals. I heard the first of the four living beings that said with a strong thunderous voice say, "Come." And I saw, and there was a white horse, and the one riding thereon had a bow. That bow, the word is toxin. And a crown was given. There's no other better word to describe what was going to happen. And he went out conquering, or as a conqueror, and to continue to conquer. So then Yahweh gives it the power of conquering the entire world. And who conquered the entire world? What conquered the entire world is the disposition of a pandemonium which involved every country of this earth. Every country of this earth was a part of what took place. That is why this cannot be fulfilled in any other way anywhere else. Once it was fulfilled, we saw it. We didn't see it before. We saw it when it was fulfilled. Why? Because it was so visible to see it. Yahweh showed it to us in our understanding so that we would understand the time that we were living in. So then, That white horse represents the pharmakeia. That toxin represents a toxin, poison, and that crown represents the official sickness that was gonna bear that same word in the entire world. It was called a crown in Spanish everywhere. The crown covered the whole world. Said everyone said crown, crown in Spanish, whatever, right? That was the distinctive mark, and it went out conquering. But of course, the people recurred to the white horse or the white robe because it had the power of Yahweh. Everyone went and were deceived. Except there was an exception, and he went out conquering. But of course, he marked at least 2/3 of the people. Let us go to the trumpet. The trumpet says, the first angel sounded, and there was great hail. Hail represents something with ice, fire, mixed with blood. But of course, this has nothing to do with a real storm, and even less for blood to fall upon your house. Mixed with fire and hail and blood, it's complete stupidity. The effect of the seal there is. So then the effect of the toxin is kind of like hail or conserved in hail. The toxin is fire, which will burn because the final result is a painful plague that burns inside, mixed with blood, and of course, and what blood? The blood of the people. That is mixed with blood, precisely mixed with blood. And they were cast upon the earth, upon the whole earth, and the third part of the trees was burnt up, and all green grass was burnt up. This could have many different connotations, but the one important thing is that we're talking about the pharmakeia. Now let us go to the plague, because the plague has not yet come. The seal was opened, we understood it, and we saw the trumpet unfold. And I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, "Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth." And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell a noisome, and the word noisome could be a sore, could be a plague or an ulcer, something you don't know what it is, or like a wound, an ulcer, plague, or plague, grievous and noisome upon the men which had, they already had it. That what comes is reflected. It is not the mark, but rather it comes upon those that already have the mark. I've already explained that last Shabbat. But now I'll make an emphasis on another part. It says that it came upon the men that had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. Okay. What I'm about to say is, this is not taking place, okay? We agree. Because the mark has been given, but the ulcer has not sprung up. That for somebody to die here and there, it's not his. It's everything or nothing, right? It's in everything that have the mark or done. This cannot be even in the 50% fulfilled of those that have the mark, not the rest. It's no, I haven't, nothing happened. No. In the moment in which the plague begins, the plague begins upon those that are marked. Not upon some that are marked, but all that are marked. Do you understand, right? That's what I believe that it is to be, for it to be understood. So then up until now, we're not living upon the first plague. And when could it start to fulfill? This would be on Super Bowl, just like sub-20 Israel's goal in the minute 93, 94. It could be unsurpassable for it to fulfill, for it to be fulfilled on 217. Just like that, unsurpassable. In the time that's overtime, it would be, wow, I mean, something magnificent. And while everything that could happen happens from 2 or 3 days from now, we expect something on Shavuot, because on Shavuot, It has always meant power and training from on high in Shavuot. In the first of history, well, there could have been other Shavuots before in that time. News from Israel. Oh, now they're going to switch sides. Oh, now we have penalty shots. Oh, wow. I mean, I'm so much with emotions. Come on, Israel. Let's go. Israel sub 20. No. What? Minter said that there was an Israel goal? Yes! Israel scored! Yes! Brazil! Let's go, Israel! Let's go, Israel! Oh, no, wow. No, I should already fuck off out of here, okay? No, I have to fuck off already and shut it down. You living in person. Let's go, Israel. They scored and scored. I can't believe it. Israel scored. Wow. No. And since this is already on, let's go with ayahuasca. Wow. Absolutely. No. Wow. The sub 20. You see, I mean, is there, I don't know, maybe it's just in my mind, but the sub 20 entered into Canaan, and now we've got a sub 20 Israel for the first time in history. They're playing in Argentina, mind you. In Argentina, they're out, disqualified. Now let's go Israel because they're the true Israel, but the young ones, sub 20, the old ones, fuck off, the sub 20. The old ones are dog shit. They're worth dick, just like a Mexican would say. The Mexican from inside sprung up in me. Just like that. Wow, my heart is jumping with happiness. Rogerio, he is bittersweet. He's like, Christian, why don't you shut the fuck up? Right, precisely. As if you weren't going to say anything, it was going to be over. Wow, I mean, wow, just like that, wow. No, if things start to get fulfilled like this one, live and direct, this is historical today. Live and direct, look, I'm not talking about the results. I was just talking when it was in the limit time Israel had to enter. We were already in limit time. We're completely upset in overtime already. 70 years are over. This is overtime. It is now. It is now the time. Let's go, Israel sub 20. We're Israel sub 20 Argentina. We are. That is a representation. I've just read in Amos that it says, look, when Yahweh prophesies, it makes anything prophesy. And well, this is a prophecy. Like we saw with the Messi of the Argentinian World Cup. Now we see it in the sub 20. Wow. I don't want to make any illusions here. I'm going to shut up till it's over and Brazil goes home. Wow. Wow. Yes. Wow. They're resting right now on a break. There's no break. They just switch sides. And that's where the goal came. Or in 3 minutes that we're exit. Oh, how Elohim makes us suffer. How Elohim makes us suffer. And Brazil better not tie them. They just switch sides. There's no break. They just switch sides immediately. Let's go. Brazil has its goal post closed. Kick anywhere where Rogerio is. Kick it over there. Good. Let's move on then. Where was I? Okay. So then, what I want to highlight today, is to give it the most minimal hope to someone listening today. And then I'll get in trouble because for me to get in trouble, I always do it. So then I'll go into problems. And aside from that, this world is ours and the things really, we're going to end up defining them by us. If Yahweh says, look, what you close here on earth shall be closed up in heaven. What you open or unbind on earth shall be unbound in heaven. So I find it to be fair. Pay attention. Of what today, what's the best thing of the day? Okay, pay attention while we wait for Brazil to go home. Wow. The text says as follows. Text says as follows. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worshipped his image. There it is. But the secret that I'm going to teach today, what I've just read, we've already discovered last Shabbat that the mark comes first, and then afterward, the plague is sent or poured out, symbolically speaking. It begins upon those that were already marked. Okay. So then, the mark of the beast, until the ulcer comes out, there is an undetermined time, which there could be marked from a year ago, it'd been 2 years ago, 2 years marked. But when the moment of the application were to come, the trigger or the one that shoots the reaction, it'll be a reaction to everything, all that are marked. Do you understand what I'm saying, right? Very well. Very well. But what I see, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know. But I see hope. Upon whom? Because it makes no sense what follows in my point of view. It doesn't make sense. I'll read it again. And the first poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast. Perfectly well, the text could end there, and it's over. But it continues. It says, of those that had the beast, and them which worshipped his image. That, to me, makes noise, makes me see a hope. Because what happens... Because it says that the malicious ulcer would come upon those that had the mark of the beast. That is clear. And you should not add anything else. But it says, and I looked it up in all the versions. It says, and, not just those that have the mark of the beast, but rather, and upon them which worship his image. Now the question is, if this was necessary to write, might there be people that have got the mark of the beast, which is the toxin injected? I tell you very clearly. But they turned against the pharmakeia and didn't worship its image at all. So then what happens with those that receive the mark of the beast, but no longer worship its image? The plague is not applied to them. You could say it's forced. No, it's not forced. Because there's an I. It's an end there. There's two conditions. The plague will fall upon those that have the mark and worship his image. What if I have the mark and I don't worship his image because I don't worship it anymore? I used to worship it at some time. It's kind of like if I were to say, okay, let's think with a stupid Adventist mind that they gave us since we were born. As Adventists, the mark of the beast is Sunday, and the worship of Sunday, and the seal of God is Saturday, let's say, like they believe. So then, him that worships on Sunday has the mark of the beast. But you could have had the mark of the beast your whole life because you were Catholic, you worshipped on Sunday. You always had the mark of the beast, but all of a sudden you stopped worshiping on Sunday and you said, Saturday is the true day. I'm going to turn to this new religion, the Adventist, Seventh-day Adventists, the Seventh-day Adventists. I find it to be more appropriate, so then I'll leave the mark of the beast that I always had. So then Ellen G. White and all the rest that wrote, no, it cannot be applied to worship on Sunday now like a mark of the beast because we're not in the time of the plagues. When, look at what they make up, when Jesus closes the time of grace for humanity, then it cannot be switched from Sunday to the sabbatical. Can't change it there. To worship on Sunday, they're still worshiping on Sunday. That's how they fixed everything, that stupid thing. Now, taking that stupid thing out, I would understand here that there are two conditions to receive the grievous poisonous wound, the mark of the beast, and to worship its image. In other words, It cannot be understood for its image to be worshipped and not have the mark of the beast. Obviously not. It's already part of the mark. So then, what could this mean? I think that it could mean something. And maybe someone that's listening to me can have hope that they need. Let's suppose that there are people that mark themselves in the year 2021 when that fucking injection came out, that mark, and they took it. But then they knew, for example, the eternal truth, let's suppose. Or they knew other people like the Fifth Column and other groups which are against this, completely against this. And they noticed what they did, and they started with all their means to try to cleanse themselves, not with ayahuasca, but rather colloidal gold, colloidal silver, with colloidal copper, with a whole bunch of antioxidants and other procedures. MMS, fantastic. They say that that's one of the best ones to cleanse everything. In other words, chlorite. It says that oxidizes graphene, things like that. They said that they did whatever possible to take that shit out of their body, but at the time they thought it was correct. But that's why there's a time of being marked. That's why they say, I have this, but obviously when I knew the truth, no matter where you knew it, or part of the truth upon this, now I have repulsion against it. These people have, excuse me? Pardon? For whom? What? Whose penalty is it? They're reviewing it, but there had to be a penalty. Okay. So then. Oh, yeah, it was a penalty. Let's give it to him. The judge will say there was a penalty for Israel, so that Israel can kick it, right? Quickly, quickly, quickly. The bar says that it was a penalty. Look, he touched it. Fuck off. Or he touched it with his hand, this Brazilian guy, whatever. Either the Brazilian touched it with his hand, or because they love. Let's go, let's go. Let's give it to him, let's give it to him. I have to stop everything here. Wow. Under review, I've already reviewed it. It's a penalty. It's a penalty, so then shut up and kick it. Let's go, penalty. Yes, I heard the bar said that it was. The judge said it was a penalty. It said it's over. Kick it. Kick the penalty. You said it was to review. It is a penalty. Okay, let's go. Wow. Let's go. Go. Brazil. I mean, it's great because I love Brazil, but this time, prophetically speaking, something else had to be fulfilled. Don't misunderstand me in a different way. I would want it for Brazil to win, but prophetically speaking, I saw it in a different way. That Israel sub 20. The sub 20. No, did they enter or not? Well, when you give me news, make me suffer even more if I was watching it myself. A penalty, we don't even know whose. Wow. Let's go. It was a goal, right? Go. No, what do you mean almost? You're going to stop my heart. I mean, what do you mean almost? He stopped it. Oh, wow. He failed it. Christian says, I can't believe you. How many minutes are left? It's about to be over. 14. It's 2 15-minute overtimes. Okay, too long is left. Let's go, Israel. How are they going to miss that penalty? Wow. Okay, forget it. Let's move on. Okay, moving on where we are. What an interruption today. Oh, well. Okay. So then, There's, of course, yes. That's why I accompany you because what's important? What's important? It's what matters. Yeah, I wanted to cancel it. Yes, exactly. Yeah, they're making us suffer. This is Yahweh style, always. Rogerio, stop praying and asking for Brazil to win because this Rogerio is making an effort. He'd be making an effort by Rogerio. And Mosir also, of course. Wow. Moa? Moa? Everyone, you should say, let's go Israel. I mean, these guys, they're the extra baggage. Exactly. And Paulo also. And Jesse also. And I can't remember them all by memory. All of them. Let's go Israel. When were you going to listen to me say what I'm saying? Let's go Israel. Oh, vey. Well, okay. There are two conditions. The mark of the beast and those that worship its image. So then we are in the position for a guy. He allowed himself to be marked, but then later he found out of what the abomination that it was, and already consciously speaking before it be applied, symbolically speaking, for the angel to pour out his vial. Again, word, not yet? Okay. Oh. I'm worried. Okay, before the plague is applied, if a guy says this, that I applied it, I don't accept it anymore. Not anymore. It's kind of like I repent completely before the plague be manifested. I repent from this and tell the truth. I got marked, but now I don't worship pharmakeia anymore. So then some guy would be left marked that does not worship the pharmakeia. Do you understand? The plague would apply. I'll read it again. It says that grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast and upon them that worship its image. You see how it is determinant. It's defining. So then, what is my deduction out of all this? Tell the truth. And I would find it to be justice, like me personally, I find it to be justice, that if you're listening to me, because if you're not listening to me, you're not going to find out what I just said. I mean, but if you're listening to me, and for some reason, you received what the mark is from them, but then afterwards you notice that truly it was a mark for evil, and that now you abhor not just their mark, but all of pharmakeia, like we abhor it. We abhor it like the greatest deceit in all the world. If you understand my words, then the plagues, the first plague, should not touch you. Just like that, it should not touch you. Why? Because what it says here is not applied, and I see it as justice. I see it as justice not because you have a liquid that you applied it when you didn't know, but then all of a sudden you knew. I find it to be so fair, that all those that applied that, for them to try and maybe another one and they tried it, for them to receive the punishment. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is it logical? That is my justice in my point of view. So then if it depends about me, if it depends on me, I would not punish nor turn the plague upon those that repented of what they did, but that really repented, not because they got something or don't understand, but I would go to the pharmakeia for them to treat a cancer or whatever. No, somebody that really understands what it is. For example, the new Germanic medicine, for example, for them to understand it now, that when he did it, he didn't understand it. That's how I see it. So then, how's this text left? I'll read it again. Look at the way it says in the Nacre Colunga, for example. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore. It no longer says ulcer, but a noisome sore upon them that had the mark of the beast, and that worshipped his image. that had, it says that they got a grievous sorrow to whom and pernicious upon man that had the mark of the beast and that worshipped his image. So then they were still worshiping that image. Those that got marked, the one that marked them, it's clear. If a person does not worship that image, because the situation, for me, it's the same case as an Adventist would think that Sunday's the mark of the beast, and they kept it as holy for many years, and I noticed that it wasn't that. So then, obviously, once you know the truth makes you free, and once you know the truth makes you free. How do we explain that word? I explain it in every way. Even if I made a mistake in something, once I know the truth, it liberates me. It liberates me. So then in my point of view, Christian Silva, in my point of view, and I am not the creating Elohim, I dictate that those that received any type of injection pernicious, because they knew not because it was convenient to them, no, not that. So for me, I mean, I don't know. I'll leave it aside. Those that didn't know, and then later they found out either of the eternal truth or from other groups that are decidedly against all of the pharmakeia, like it's lie, I dictate myself for no plague to take effect upon them because they deserve to be cleansed because they cleansed themselves. So then, for them to get, just like in the scriptures, those that worship the beast, that worship the image, that worship that pharmakeia, those without any pity whatsoever, they have to get. Also, that is on my point of view. That's what I dictate. If Yahweh wants to do something else later, he's going to have to justify to me because I'm going to say, hold on. This guy no longer wanted to do it anymore. He wanted to take it out. And why was he not liberated? No, I mean, I don't have to argue anything with him. Just that's the way it is. We're the ones that say what goes here. The rest, the poison was the cure. Just like that. The poison was the cure. The poison was the cure and was the cure. Can you tell me, please, how is the game going before I have a heart attack? He missed it again? Twice. He scored the first one, though. 120 minutes? 7! I mean, it's for the 7 millennia. The 7 millennia. I mean, it's also Israel has to win. It's not that they're superheroes or anything, just barely. It's a miracle, but suffering. And it was dictated by the eternal truth. I mean, we could care less about anything but what's prophetic. It's the sub-20 Israel, the new Israel, we are Israel. And we're the sub-20 that enters into Canaan. Don't tell me that that is not mind-blowing, what I've just told you. The sub-20 entered into Canaan, not the older generation entered, but the sub-20, yes or no? There, I'm a complete genius, just like that. Wow, wow. I don't even know how to describe myself, or I do have a measuring rod. But it's actually the one, because it's absolutely mind-blowing for the sub-20 to beat the one that I consider to be right now the best one left, right now, the best. Brazil was the best. Colombia plays well, but Brazil, it was the best. For minutes that are heart attacking, and I'll end this. When that ends, I'll end it here, and I'll stop the transmission. So then anymore, I won't say. What's important today is that we are about to live the plagues. So then we're in the time of the plagues, I'm telling you. But the seal has been opened. The trumpet indicates that in the blood there was something. And the trigger is the plague, that the trigger is what shoots it, and the trigger is the one that activates what they have in the blood. But in order for it to activate it, the prophecy says that they have the mark, and they worship. If they don't worship it, I absolve every one of you. Yes, like a priest, I absolve every one of those that believe in the eternal truth. All who believe in places like different anti anti arrows, I absolve you. Especially, I absolve those of the eternal truth. Of whom? Oh! I'm almost dead. You can't tell me goal. Hold on, wait. You're gonna kill me of a heart attack. First they say goal. Then they say, well, it starts with, it ends with an L. No, it wasn't. No, my. Well, this is going to be the longest 4 minutes that I'm going to have to. We can't do anything with almost. I mean, it's going to enter with the just with the just. With the just barely, just barely. Okay, what was I talking about? I was talking about that I absolve all those of the eternal truth. Those, because the rest I could care less about. I've said it just to say it, but I don't care about those. But those of the eternal truth, which are the ones that I care about, of course, and the rest, maybe it'd be good for them to go through a punishment completely. I don't see it wrong if later you're going to purify themselves either way. But those of the eternal truth that understand what the eternal truth is. And they were marked. Okay. Because the other guy says goal, and I don't know whose, and then it's a false. Wow. No, I mean, you guys. It's to suffer. Wow. It's been 4 minutes already. Can someone tell me? 30 seconds are left. 30 seconds. In Brazil, it's kind of like that with France and Argentina. I'm almost suffered more now. Later I was watching. Now we're suffering with Argentina and France. It was absolutely undeserving. The French team, a complete dog shit. We danced around them for 70 minutes, and in 1 second, minute soccer, but it's not what justice is. Argentina danced around them in every aspect. It's over? No, obviously, it wasn't. Go and cry to the Virgin. I don't know what Virgin the Brazilians have. Yeah, go and cry to the Cristo Redentor that they have. No, that's true. That's true. Rubicel, if it's a goal, the goal was Chris's. Completely. You've seen it live. It was by decree. By decree. Israel won. Let's go. Israel won. That's it. It's over. Look, I just started to speak with when Israel was losing with the time already up. That's when I said, no, let's go Israel. We have to score. And there was a goal. They scored. Wow. I mean, I have to stop here. Guys, tell the truth, I have to stop. I have nothing else to say today. That of the brutal golden seal. Brutally, it's a complete scoring from one end to the other from Christian Silva. Brutal. We're waiting for that. I absolve all that listen to me and believe in this message and sincerely believe in this message. And if they have the ring, that's great. They should have it. If you don't have it, you should order it. But if you believe in this message and you are repentful that you marked yourselves, I absolve you of all responsibilities. But of course, you have to understand what the eternal truth is. You have to understand YHWH. You have to understand that the modern medicine is dog shit. It's a deceit. And it's the medium that the beast would use to deceive everyone and also Yahweh. And you have to leave from that deceit. I absolve every one of you for the plagues to touch you. The rest, for them to get them fully, without any further ado, with the emotion that Israel Brazil game had, brutally, this has been historical forever. Wow, this part has been for complete history forever, and a great sub-20 of Israel in Shabbat. On Shabbat, we beat Brazil. Then in this point in time is the best selection. Brazil was the one that was a sub-20 and South American and out the best selection. And what this will be in all the means, okay? Because this is scoring, but that's brutal. I mean, prophetically speaking, the sub 20 is the one entered into Canaan, and we are that sub 20. So then, actually, it was very interesting. I hope that Yahweh can surprise us within 2 days, and if it isn't so, then we're going to meet next Shabbat, and we'll continue on in this gathering of gods until someday it fulfills and the statue is destroyed, and the Mashiach, Jesus, which are we, reign and become in this whole earth a great mountain, which means a great government. Without any further ado, let us wrap up with a word of prayer. Beloved Yahweh, we give you thanks because within this whole world of lies and of having to wait for you and wait for you today, you've given us great happiness. An Israel-Brazil game, it's fantastic. Thank you for it. We really hope that in 2 days, we can see something happen in people or in us or whatever, but a marvelous act, because we know that we're in the fulfilled time, we're in overtime, minutes which are given as extra, and we know that that is the proper time. Without any further ado, thank you for everything you've given us today. In your precious name, we're waiting for you. Yahweh Sabaoth. Alleluia. Semper Fi. Today was very special. It was rather fantastic and live and direct what we lived in. Semper Fi. A great applause to the sub 20 of Israel, to Yahweh's bride. That we defeated, in my opinion, the most powerful team that there was. In other words, the beast. The beast. The verde amarela. The verde amarela. Is there still a beast? And the sub 20 of Israel defeated them, which represents all of us. Alleluia to every one of you. And I hope with all my heart that this week we see something that the world has never seen. Something. And if it isn't so, if it is so, we'll meet again next Shabbat. Alleluia to every one of you. Don't forget to comment this video. Don't forget to give us a like, because we're living something impressive. So then comment, give us a live. You saw it live, just like I did. This is all live. Alleluia to every one of you.